G'day guys, I'm Craig Cobb from the Gromy Co, and I'm going to take you through Bitcoin MicroStrategy, the dollar index, and the total market cap amongst a couple of others. Now, last week, had it nailed pretty well. If you watched the video on Monday, and you can go back and watch it if you wish, so 65,000 would be the spot. I'd like to see a short from there, I said. I didn't get one, but it did tap 65, and then we sold off. There was profit to be made through here. It was a relatively slow week for me. 3 trades. I closed the week in profit. But it was a very low activity week. Still, I will take the profit, don't get me wrong. It's not as high octane as other weeks throughout the month. Now, a lot of people will make money during periods in the market, and a lot of people that are trading will give that money back. And the common cause that I see, keep in mind I've been doing this for 21 years, that's not ego, that's just fact. The thing that I've noticed, and I did it myself, is they don't know when to hold back. You see, you've got to be, I'm a fisherman. You go out fishing when the ocean permits you to go out fishing. You don't go out when it's a cyclone or a hurricane or wherever you are in the world. You go out when the conditions permit. Markets should be treated in a very similar vein. What I'm seeing in the market right now is not that vein of it's time to go hardcore and be really, really busy. Jesse Livermore wrapped it up in a saying from the Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, book that he wrote in 1917 or 14 or a long bloody time ago, like 100 years ago. He said there's a lot time to be long, there's a time to be short, and there's a time to go fishing. Now is the time that I will be going fishing, so to speak, simply because the markets aren't showing me a great deal. Like I said last week, showed me what I needed. It gave me the move. I profited from that move. I've been talking a lot about the further downside of Bitcoin. It did catch me by surprise, this candle here, but it did end up moving in the right direction. On the monthly now, we have a bearish candle here. We broke the low, we moved lower. And if you've been following my commentary, you'll see that all these things that I've been speaking of have unfolded. I say it first, then it occurs. So it's not hindsight. And we're looking to have June closing down between, I'd say, 15 and 20%. I would guess, I would guess. We've got about 24 hours or a bit more than that left to go. So overwhelmingly, Bitcoin's looking a little bit worse for wear. This is what crypto does, and this is why I love it. The thing is, I like to trade trends. I like to trade cyclicity, and I like to trade when I know the probabilities of me getting moolah for my risk is high. I'm not saying that right now. Why? Okay. We got a lower high, we got a lower low. Downtrend on the daily. We've come into this region of support. Yes, we've broken below. We've set new lows within this Bitcoin bear market thus far. The fact of the matter is, though, is that we've stalled. Okay, we've stalled. We're not getting a clean pullback at this stage. There is support there, which does muddy the water a little bit. I want clean cyclicity. I want clean room. Between here and here, there was room. We got that. Boom, boom, boom. Profit was able to be made, or whether you did or you didn't, there was opportunity within that period of time for trend followers. Right now, we've got a bit of a mess on Bitcoin. Have a look here. Let's go to the 4, which is in my mid time frame between the lowers and the swings. Have a look. Here was our trend. Pull back in, move away. Pull back in, move away. Pull back in, move away. Choppy, 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 choppy. Here's where you can make money. The pull back in, the move away. The pull back in, the move away. There's a little windows there where you can get in and get out. That's how I trade anyway. When you get this, that's not what you want to have high probability outcomes. Certainly not what I want for high probability outcomes as a trend trader. We're getting these wicks, we're getting this messiness, and you can see it come in. Messy, messy, messy. Lionel Messi is what Bitcoin is at the moment with this 1 hour chart. Not knowing whether it's Arthur or Martha, all right? She's a little bit all over the shop. Now, Bitcoin is not showing me what I want to see. So what am I going to do? Bugger all. I'm going to wait until it gives me what I want to make money. It's not just Bitcoin. Look at ETH. Okay, we've got the same thing sitting around this support. It's not a major level of support, but until we can kick this selling back in, we're not going to have anything really worthwhile. I'm just not willing to trade unless there's a clear trend. Look at Banana, which is Binance. Again, there was a nice pull back into that level. If you saw my video, I spoke about this in my newsletter last week, I think it was the newsletter, back into that level. It did exactly that, and it fell quite dramatically from there. There was opportunity when that happened. Now, though, the cyclicity's gone. Cardano, terrible. Opportunity here again. Nice cyclicity. See, I'm not seeing that cyclical market that I need to have for me to be able to get in there manage my risk, but have a higher probability of a successful outcome. Total market cap's looking exactly the same. It's about as clear as mud. All right. Look, a lot bigger picture. Sure, it's bearish. You know, I think we'll see lower of the total market cap. I think we'll see lower Bitcoin. But it doesn't matter. It's about timing. And right now, I'm not going to be trying to time this. It doesn't know what time it is. It doesn't even know that time exists. It's just not giving me what I want. Now, I'm going to jump across here and show you the dollar index. By the way, kudos to all of you that have started understanding what the dollar index means for risk on assets. Make it real simple. If the USD or the dollar index goes higher, risk assets tend to struggle. Things like Bitcoin could potentially have a strong pullback. Same with equities. Now, we've seen a very strong move. Again, cyclicity, pull back in, bullish candle, whooshka. And it's starting to pull back. I'd love a trade in here. Oh, yeah. I've traded the dollar index for a long time. I used to do commentary on the dollar index and the Russell going back, it would have been 15 years ago. I did it for about 4 or 5 years, commentary on both of these. So I do know this market quite well and how it correlates to the Russell, which is the 2,000 equities, lower cap equities in the US market. Again, risk on is the Russell, yeah? The dollar index goes up, the Russell would tend to go down. Anyway, you can see here we broke up through this level with a lot of momentum to have a pullback right now. And that weekly trend's really nice, by the way. Clear higher low, clear higher high. No signs of it slowing down. Really clean pullback here on the daily. Whilst this pulls back, Bitcoin and risk assets might consolidate or creep higher. But I do see a strong trend here, which I do believe will continue to move higher, therefore putting pressure on our risk assets like Bitcoin and equities. MicroStrategy has been getting an absolute kicking in the teeth. I spoke of this level last week as well, this very strong support. It took that out with a passion last week, closing down 26% and continuing to nosedive heavily. A lot of the talk about Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, they're coming together. MicroStrategy causing Bitcoin to fall, Bitcoin fall. Okay, chart is very, very strongly bearish. Do I think MicroStrategy is going to go out of business? I don't know. It's not my world to speculate on that. I read the charts. To see it bounce wouldn't be surprised at all. But guys, the underlying message that I want you all to understand is this, that currently, as it stands right now, today, the time on my watch right now, the afternoon of the 29th of June, I'm waiting for Bitcoin and the crypto market to give me some opportunity. Right now, I'm not seeing a great deal of opportunity, and I'm going to hold back and keep my money in my pocket until the opportunities start to come, and then I'll deploy it again. If you want to know what I'm thinking tomorrow, then I'll be putting out a new free newsletter that goes out about this time tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you're on that. You can visit my link in bio, or the link below, to get onto the free newsletter there. Won't cost you a cent, and it's macro and charting there. If anything changes overnight, that's where you'll pick it up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you have yourself a ripper day. I'm going to go back to kind of cruising, because until this shows me a little bit more than what I'm getting right here, I'm not doing jack shit, because it's my money. I don't want to risk money in a market that doesn't give me what I want. Cheers, guys. Take it easy. Bye for now.